What if the thing standing between your goals and your dreams was a little bit of clarity? What is up? My name is Coach Felix. I'm a speaker and a coach that's passionate about one thing, helping individuals accomplish their goals and their dreams. And today we're going to talk about how you can reach your summit. What is your summit? Your summit, many of us have identified as these key words: vision, goals, dreams. You know, I used to say this was also purpose, but I'll explain to you in a later video why I believe this is not purpose. Your summit is not your purpose, but I believe your summit is comprised of your vision, your goals, and your dreams, the place in which you want to go, the desire in which you want to have. Maybe it is to start a business. Maybe it's to write a book, to get the promotion at the job, to buy the house, to start the family. Whatever it is, the summit is the place, the direction in which many individuals in which you are headed. But yet, what I realize is that sometimes this can feel overwhelming. This can feel so far that we'll never be able to reach our summit. So today I want to bring a little clarity in regards to how you are able to reach your summit. And it goes along with this framework I call ACE. That's right. ACE. I want you to ace your summit. Hopefully you can see that. But the first thing that I need you to do is I need you to aspire. Where are you going in life? What is it that you want to accomplish? I'm not talking about what your family wants you to accomplish. I'm not talking about what you think might be a good idea for you to accomplish. What I want to talk to you is about what is the thing that you want to accomplish in your life? You know, sometimes there's so much noise and there's so much things going on in the world that many of us can't gain the clarity in which we have for our life is because we're constantly listening to the noise. The noise, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but what is that thing that you aspire to do? You know, I remember, again, I was younger and I always had this gift of gab. Y'all know, the gift to communicate, the gift to talk. You know, it was one teacher that came along and she said, Felix, you know, you talk a lot. And I was like, yeah, I do talk a lot ever since I was a little kid. And she said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to speak at our 5th grade ceremony. Now, when I was in 5th grade, she said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to talk to individuals about your goals and your dreams. Now, most of y'all would look like, I remember I speak at a lot of schools and I will go and I'll speak to students. I'll say, what's your goal and what's your dreams? And you'll hear things like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a police officer, whatever it is. We hear all these different things. But what's amazing to me is that in 5th grade, this is what I wrote. I wrote that I wanted to play collegiate football and I wanted to play professional football. Both of those things happened. Now, it didn't happen how I thought it was going to happen. I didn't go to the school that I wanted to go to, but that desire was in me at a very young age. That desire for me to dream for more, to go after bigger things was in me at a very young age. I believe that was instilled by my parents. They always instructed me to have a vision. Do you have a vision? Do you have a dream? Do you have a direction of where you are going in your life? I wrote that I wanted to play collegiate football and I wanted to play professional football, but this is the part that always amazes me. Is I wrote on that piece of paper that I believe it's important for everybody to have goals and dreams. And I said I wanted to inspire individuals to go after their goals and their dreams. And do you know that this day, that's what I do for a living? I work with individuals and helping them to understand that it is their time, it is their moment to go after their goals and their dream. You must be clear on where you want to go. Not focusing on 100 things, not focusing on this and on that. Not focusing on, I want to write the book, but I also want to start the podcast. And listen, not saying you can't do all those things, but for the sake of today, I want you to focus on the one thing that you want to do. That's right. The one thing, is it to lose the weight? Maybe you've been year after year, you've been saying you're going to lose the weight. Maybe it's been year after year that you say you're going to start the business. Or maybe you say you're going to write the book. Today, I want you to have that vision. That is your summit in which you're reaching for. And even the thought of that, you're starting to feel like this overwhelming feeling. You're starting to feel like, oh my goodness, how am I going to be able to listen? I don't want you to worry about how you are going to do it. I just need you to identify where it is that you want to go. What is at the top of your mountain? What's here? We're not worried about where we're at right here at base camp. We'll talk about that later. But what's at the top of your mountain? What is the thing that if somebody was to ask you, I want to accomplish this. This is the thing that I want to do with my life. This is, I believe, what I've been put on this earth. That's right, what you have been put on this earth to accomplish. What is that summit you want to reach in your life? So we must aspire. We must know where we want to go. We have to tackle that first. Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is the one thing that you want to do? Second thing that we must do is we must, listen to me, this is so important. This is where many of us fall short. I already start to feel some of y'all listening. We have to clear out the noise. Woo! We got to clear out the noise. The only way that we're going to be able to ace our summit is we're going to have to be able to clear out the noise. What is the noise that I'm talking about? Social media. What is the noise that I'm talking about? Family and friends. What is the noise that I'm talking about? Our past mistakes. This is the noise that stops many of us from reaching our summit, because this is what happens. I want to do this, but then what happens is I start scrolling on social media and it gets overwhelming. I started scrolling on social media and I started seeing the shiny objects. Oh, I thought I wanted to write the book, but now I see this is the pathway. Oh, I wanted to lose the weight, but you know what? Hey, maybe I need to just I need to be big. I need to be out of shape. I need to be unhealthy. This is what happens when we turn on all these other internal things that are pouring into our life, these external things that are pouring into our life. What happens is they will cloud, listen to me, the noise. If we don't clear out this, they will be the fog into which we can't see where we are going in life. The noise is the fog that many of us are living in. The noise is the fog in which some of us have been going around year after year. We've been marching around this thing, never accomplishing the thing, maybe seeing a little bit of success, but not seeing the capacity of what you're capable of, not seeing your full potential of what you're capable of. It's because of the noise, the fog that many of us live in. You know, this is even more real for me. You know, oftentimes I'm focused and I'm going and I'm saying, this is what I want to accomplish. And then I start looking and I start comparing and I start saying, maybe I need to do this, or maybe this is the best way, instead of focusing on my summit. What is your summit? Right after you aspire, what is the thing that you have to focus on? What is the noise in your life that you've been listening to? Is it your teachers? For some of y'all not even in school anymore, and what the teacher said has haunted you to this day. Is it family and friends saying, nah, we don't do that kind of stuff around here? Who you think you are? You know, your uncle tried to start a business and you know, he failed at business. I don't know why you listen to all. Listen, what is the thing that you want to accomplish? The assignment that you have. Can you tune out the noise? Can you turn off the social media influences that are on your life? And maybe you found this video by way of social media, but I believe that it's important for us to disconnect so that we can connect. We'll say that one more time. We got to disconnect so that we can connect. Because if you're going to reach here, you're going to have to gain clarity on where you're going. And in order for us to gain clarity on where you're going, you're going to have to clear out some of the noises in your life. That's right. We all got noise in our life that stop us from accomplishing our goals and our dreams. And then lastly, I want us to envision. I want us to envision that thing of where we're going. I want us to wake up and I want us to envision our summit. I want us to wake up and I want us to envision where we are headed in life. Not only do I want us to envision, I want us to write it down. Listen, this is not magic. This isn't just manifest. Listen to me. Listen. I love all of that. But what I need you to understand is I need you to write it down. I need you to get a picture in your heart of your summit. You have to see the summit here before you see it here. You got to see the summit here before you see it here. See, once you see it here, all of a sudden that thing does become a reality in your life. I remember when I was starting my business and I was getting all these ideas. I was gaining clarity. And what I first started doing, what many individuals start doing, I started talking to family and friends. And I got some family and friends that were saying, go and do it. And then I had some family and friends that say, that's going to be a whole lot of work. And you know what we tend to focus on? We tend to focus on the negative. We tend to focus on the person that said it was going to be a lot of work. Listen, I'm not saying it's not going to be a lot of work. But for many of us, when we hear a lot of work, we go, oh, I don't have the time for that. I don't have the effort for that. I don't have the energy for that. See, that's what the mind does. The mind wants to tend to focus on the negative. But I need you to envision for yourself what it is that you want to accomplish. How is this going to affect yourself? How is this going to affect your family and those that are around you? Think about the blessing that you can be to people, the story that's on the inside of you. Think about that thing that you want to accomplish and how that thing is not just for you, but it's for other people. I want you to envision that. I want you to get a picture. See, the picture that I had of my business is I realized there were individuals out there that needed to hear the message that was inside of my heart. Because this is what happened. You start to think that you're the only one going through the thing that you're going through. That you're the only one that is struggling to write the book. That you're the only one that is struggling to start the business. Why do we do this? Because when we turn on social media, it seems like everybody is succeeding except for you. This is why you must clear out the noise in order for you to accomplish your goals and your dreams. Sorry, I'm pointing at you and all that good stuff. I'm going to put these down for a moment. But in order for you to ace your summit, you're going to have to envision what it is that you want to accomplish. And what do I mean by envision? You got to write it down. You know, when I started my business, I had printed out, I had somebody design my logo because, you know, some of us are visual people. I say, this is the logo that I want. And I remember I put that logo in several places in my house. I put that logo, I put it on our refrigerator. My wife made me take it off. Don't be mad. I had put it on my nightstand. But the place that I put it in, I never took it down, was in my bathroom mirror. And every time I got out the shower or every time I got up to brush my teeth, or every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I couldn't help but to see my vision of where I was going. You know, and the more I looked at it, the more I was reminded of the direction, the more I was reminded of my summit. So you got to envision where it is that you are going in life. Do you know that research says that people, they write their goals down, they write their vision down, they are more likely to accomplish that goal and that dream. Listen, I know you've heard it before, and I'm not preaching anything to you new, but many of us, we know it don't mean that we're actually doing it. And we're not actually holding it dear to our hearts. You know, when I would work with students, I was a high school counselor, and I would have them write down their goals for the school year because that's what my parents had me do. They had me write down my goals every school year. I told them, listen, I don't want you just to write it down, and I don't want it just to end up at the bottom of your backpack and it becomes like that accordion fan because it just got smushed up over all the stuff that you kept putting on top of it. I said, I need you to look at that every single day. Because when you get a picture of your summit, you start to make different decisions. You start to weigh every choice that you're making based on the direction that you are headed. Not where you're at, but where you are going. And many of us are making decisions. Many of you are making choices based on where you are currently at and not where you are headed at in life. In order for you to turn your goals and your dreams into a reality, we're going to have to start making summit decisions. How can we get up to the top of this mountain? Not how can we keep living at the base of this mountain, but how can we make it to the top of our mountain? How can we ace our summit? How can we aspire? You got to aspire for where you're going in life. You got to clear out the noise and you got to start envisioning what it is that you want to accomplish. Do you have a picture of where you are headed at in life? A clear picture, not a picture that you saw, but a picture that you created in your mind and in your heart that no one could ever take from you. See, I believe it's your time and it's your moment, but you're going to have to learn how to ace your summit. What is your vision? What is your goals? Or what is your dreams? for another thing of a vision, maybe it is for you to lose weight. You know what I did when I had went through this whole transformation? I had drastically lost a significant amount of weight in about a year. And one of the things that really sparked that was, one, not just changing my eating habits and going to the gym more, but one of the things that I did was I bought clothes that were too small for me, and I put them up in my closet. And I put them in my closet where I can see them every day. I bought a large shirt, and I said, I'm going to get into this large shirt. See, some of us, we do those things, and then we forget about it. No, I wanted to torment me until I actually accomplished that. Did I say torment? Yeah. I wanted to constantly look at me in the face every single day and remind me of my summit. See, some of you guys forget about the summit because we're too busy living at base camp. You must get a picture of the direction. You must get a picture of your vision. You must get a picture of your dream. You must get a picture of you accomplishing your goals. When you do that, I'm telling you this, you are well on your way to acing your summit. Let's go. Let's get it. It's your time. It's your moment. My time. My moment. Walk in your purpose.